I cheated on my husband when he lost everything. Now, years later, I hope he can forgive me. I deeply regret divorcing Liam, my ex-husband. It's been 8 years since we separated, and 4 months ago, I returned to my hometown for work. I got a job at a school about a 15-minute walk from my small apartment. I have no siblings, and while my parents are still alive, our relationship is distant. A rift that started in my teens and widened when I left Liam. They always expected more of me, but I didn't want to hear it. They don't know I'm back, nor do my old friends. Landing this job was a huge relief that I spent 3 months setting up my classroom and getting to know my new colleagues. The first day of school was a month and a half ago. I walked into the classroom with a smile, hiding the knot in my stomach. The 6th graders eyed me curiously, their new teacher, and I tried to project enthusiasm. But the truth is, I'm battling depression. I've had 3 therapy sessions, and though I feel some progress, it's been tough. At work, I fake happiness, but inside I feel empty. Everything was manageable until 15 days ago. Arriving at school, I saw Liam getting out of his car with his wife and a little girl in 1st grade. My heart stopped. Time itself seemed to freeze. The shock of seeing him made me drop my phone. I don't think he recognized me, or at least, I hope he didn't. Despite the years, he has the same eyes. Time's been kind to him. He hasn't changed much. I can't say the same for myself, which might be why he didn't notice me. I froze when he glanced my way, quickly crouching to pick up my phone and hurrying inside. The girl, with a pink backpack, bounced excitedly. Liam took her hand and smiled in a way I don't recall ever seeing. A pang of jealousy and regret nearly brought me to tears right there. I'd imagined running into him someday, but not so soon, not at school, and definitely not with his family that I hadn't thought much about him these past months. I knew he might still be in town, but had no way to confirm it. His only social media hasn't been updated in years, so I had no clue about his life. I'd cut contact with all mutual friends and family, so once I left, there was no way to know about him. That day made it clear he's remarried, and that girl is his daughter. That afternoon, I felt lonelier than ever. I remembered our Saturday nights, sharing a bottle of wine and being intimate. That night, I bought a bottle, got drunk alone, and cried. The next morning, I woke with a hangover and a splitting headache. Like any woman, I couldn't resist learning about his new wife. I got closer to my 1st grade colleague, and after 15 days, casually asked the girl's mother's name. I didn't bring it up again, just needed the name. Liam's wife is 4 years younger than me. I'm 41. She's active on Instagram, a stay-at-home mom who used to be an interior decorator. She works occasionally now. Their home, unsurprisingly, is beautifully decorated. Liam rebuilt a business similar to his family's and is doing well. I kept thinking, why is fate so cruel? If I had to run into someone, why not a suitcase full of cash? But no, it had to be him at the school where I work, out of the 70 schools in the city. Maybe it's karma showing me what I lost. I thought my feelings for him were buried, but seeing him stirred emotions I didn't know I still had. Background: I met Liam when he left college to run his father's warehouse, a family business passed down for generations. I was finishing my teaching degree, working part-time at a cafe. He came in every morning for coffee, always leaving a generous tip. After 4 months of dating, I moved in with him to a small apartment near downtown, close to his work. His family welcomed me warmly, making me feel like one of them. When I graduated, we married in a simple ceremony, enough for us. I got a job at a private school with a good salary, and things seemed perfect, but the family business struggled and declined fast. Liam tried modernizing, new products, new systems, but it didn't work. They took loans, bought equipment, hired staff, and ended up bankrupt. Liam liquidated the company, paid off debts, and was left with nothing. He blamed himself but vowed to make it up. Our hopes crumbled. We'd invested our savings in the business, but it wasn't enough. We sold our house and moved in with his parents. Living there was tough, constant money arguments with Liam, and his family pressured me to sell my truck for his new project. I refused, though Liam didn't push me. His parents' meddling was relentless, and I felt they invaded everything. Our marriage stayed strong initially, but something shifted. Liam kept promising things would get better, but I stopped believing him. I felt stuck in limbo, with nothing solid to hold on to. After work, I dreaded returning to his parents' house if he wasn't there. I told him I'd stay an extra hour at school to prep lessons. He asked why, and I said I couldn't stand his parents' interference. He understood and said it was okay. 3 months into this routine, I met a man at a school parent-student event. We became friends quickly. Soon, he asked me to tutor his son privately twice a week. In that context, things happened, something I never told Liam about. In my vulnerability, I crossed a line. It started with chats after school meetings. He noticed I stayed late and saw me a few times. Then came the tutoring. Slowly, it turned into an affair. At first, I thought it was a distraction, an escape from my marriage. But over 6 months, I developed feelings for this man, Liam never knew for sure I cheated. The guilt consumed me, the constant fear of discovery unbearable. Any talk of infidelity made me sweat, yet I resented Liam for our situation. He talked about finishing college, a 3 to 4 year plan, but I couldn't stand another day at his parents' house. I suggested we live alone on my salary, but he insisted on saving every penny, obsessed with cutting expenses. No dinners out, no vacations. Now I see he was thinking long-term while I was stuck in the short-term, desperate to escape our reality. I believed his failure with the family business broke him, that he was seeking redemption. The business might have survived if he hadn't changed its methods. They couldn't attract enough new clients, and by the time they tried reverting, it was too late. I remember Liam coming home, frantic, saying we were bankrupt. I supported him at first, but when we moved in with his parents, I blamed him for mishandling our investment and the business. The first time I was with them wasn't at his place, as one might think, but in a hotel on my way home, a place Liam and I had always been curious about, with a big sign visible from blocks away. We'd never gone. That day in my classroom, Em and I kissed. He suggested a private place, his house, since his son was with his mom or elsewhere. "Your place is fine," I said initially, but driving down the main road, I mentioned that hotel I'd wanted to visit with Liam. "Then that's where we'll go," Em said, turning off. Chills ran through me. I regretted suggesting it, feeling sick on the drive but too weak to stop. At the hotel, my body trembled. In that moment, nothing else existed, just Em and me. Not Liam, his parents, my job, nothing mattered. Recently, watching Dark on Netflix, a show about time travel, I fantasized. If I could go back once, where would I go? I made so many mistakes, but I returned to the day I stopped believing in Liam. Everything stems from there. Near the end of our marriage, I pretended to trust his decisions, just avoiding fights. Now, at 9:30 p.m., in my small apartment, I'm writing to women who might pity me or offer advice for my depression. I reap what I sowed. Over half my life is gone, and I deeply regret leaving Liam alone with his struggles. While he fought to move forward, I was with another man. I know now it's futile to admit my wrongs, but it helps to acknowledge what I can't fix. I destroyed him. He never expected me to leave, never saw that blow coming to have imagined my life without those stupid mistakes countless times. My therapist says to stop, as it could fuel an obsession with Liam. This is my first post, maybe messy, as my mind wanders. I'll read your comments. Thank you all. Update 1. I realized I didn't share my name. Obviously, my account name isn't real. Call me D, and the man I left Liam for, M, for miserable. Thank you for your messages and concern about my potential obsession with Liam, which could worsen my state. You're right, my therapist and I are working to prevent that. Many suggest closing this chapter, even imperfectly. I know, but Liam not knowing I cheated eats me alive. It may not matter to him now, but it tortures me. Someone suggested writing and burning a letter. I'll try it. Here's the rest of my story. My affair lasted 6 months. Near the end, the day before I left Liam, we argued. He said I was distant, more a roommate than a wife. Are you seeing someone else? He asked. I searched his eyes for suspicion, but he said no more. I shot back. Have you fixed our problems? Got a good job? Recovered our money? When are we leaving here, Liam? He looked down, silent. The next day, I told them that Liam suspected something and I was leaving him. I said I'd ask for a divorce, and if M wanted something serious, now was the time, or it was over. He said he wanted to try, and that was enough for me to stay with him that night. Liam called my phone repeatedly. We went to M's place. His son was surprised to see me. The next day, I met Liam at a restaurant. He bombarded me with questions. Where was I? Why were we meeting there? Why didn't I come home? I cut him off. Liam, shut up and listen. I told him I wanted a divorce. I swear I felt something break in him. He couldn't speak. Asked again if I'd met someone. I lied to his face. He begged me to reconsider, saying he'd fix things. We could move if I wanted. If I'd admitted the affair, he wouldn't have pleaded. He was broken, and I was abandoning him. I pulled divorce papers from my bag, left my ring on the table, and walked out. I took a taxi and didn't see him again for a month and 3 weeks. Our friends and family judged me harshly, saying I abandoned him when he needed me most. His parents claimed I'd been cheating before the separation. I just wanted to escape, start over. The divorce was quick. No shared assets, settled fast. Liam deteriorated rapidly. The divorce hit him hard. I secretly watched him after school a few times, ensuring he was okay. He'd lost weight. I saw him 3 times over 3 months, then stopped. I moved in with M, believing I'd find happiness and stability. His relationship with his ex-wife seemed amicable, organized. But something felt off. Once, when she dropped off their son, their goodbye was too intimate, not how you'd part with an ex. Another time, he kissed her forehead and touched her as she got in her car. I couldn't tell if it was her hand or chest, but it looked wrong. I thought, this is why I left Liam? I felt dizzy, locked myself in the bathroom, unsure what to do. The next week, when she dropped off their son again, I watched from the 2nd floor. She noticed, waved. I waved back, but it alerted M. He said nothing, and things continued without discussion. 2 days later, I cracked his phone password. His chats were clean, but in his gallery, I found a video from 2 days earlier when he dropped off items for his son. It was them being intimate. I confronted him. He claimed it was old, transferred from his work computer, explaining the recent date. I believed him. 8 months into our relationship, I found unfamiliar underwear in his truck, obviously hers. I checked his computer, found nothing, but discovered a portable drive in a drawer. It had dozens of videos of them, some clothed, some not. In several, he wore shirts I'd bought him. I couldn't deny it anymore. He admitted he was still seeing his ex-wife, claiming it was for their son's sake. This is why I left Liam. I said, you swore you were different, better, but Liam was better than you, even at his worst. I packed and left. This was near the end of the school year. I resigned, spent the summer jobless, then got hired as a substitute teacher 2 hours away. I vanished from everyone's radar. Liam stopped updating social media after I left, so I lost track of him. After a year of spotty work and financial struggles, I got a permanent teaching job, staying 3 years. There, I met a man going through a divorce. His marriage was genuinely toxic, and he had 2 daughters. They visited weekends but couldn't stand me, no matter what I did. Their mother told them I wanted to steal their dad. They were disrespectful, and he did little to mediate. After a big fight with the older daughter, his ex came to our house and nearly attacked me. I ended the relationship alone again. Their mother filed a complaint with the school, and others followed, leading to my contract not being renewed. I took an administrative assistant job at a dental clinic, saved money, and returned to my hometown. I'm writing now, hoping it helps. Thank you for reading. Update 2. This post closes my first one. 3 months have passed since I wrote here. I still get messages. I got the closure I wanted with Liam, but it didn't change much. I've improved slightly, but not as much as I'd hoped. Against all odds, I spoke with him. One day, he came alone to pick up his daughter. An impulse surged. I walked quickly, and as he put her bag in the car, I said, "Liam." He turned, expressionless. "Hey, D, long time. How've you been?" I froze, tears welling up, words stuck. "It's okay, take it easy," he said. "Liam, I'm so sorry for what happened. I was an idiot, I messed up. I'm sorry for leaving you when you needed me most." He looked down, then at me. "It's okay, it's been a long time. I have a daughter now, remarried. What happened was on both of us. You messed up, but so did I. Liam, I wasn't fully honest. I've carried this weight. I cheated on you before the divorce. I'm so sorry. You didn't deserve that. You were always honest, a real man." He gave a soft smile. "I've moved on. I appreciate you being honest after nearly 10 years. But I knew after you left, you didn't move out alone. It's in the past. I hope this talk helps you let go. I have to go, my wife's waiting. Take care. Goodbye." He drove off with his daughter. I felt no relief. His eyes held an emptiness I'd never seen. Not the warmth he showed his daughter or wife, but a cold, indifferent gaze, like I was a meaningless sign. The spark he once had for me was gone. I got home drained, wanting only to cry. I got my closure, but instead of relief, I felt more alone, more broken. The next day, his wife picked up their daughter. I knew he'd told her, "Liam's not disloyal. He wouldn't hide this." A week later, he came with her. From my classroom overlooking the parking lot, I watched discreetly, hoping for a glance, a hint of the Liam I knew. He never looked, just picked up his daughter and left, no sign I still existed in his world. I know it's a lot to ask, and many will say I deserve this, but I wanted just a sliver of what she has. I realized I can't compete with his wife. She's younger, more beautiful, and didn't betray him. What I did, he'll never forget, and I know he'll never fully forgive me. Even if he did, there's nothing left between us. 2 months after that encounter, time hasn't healed as I'd hoped. Yesterday, I called my parents. It wasn't easy, but it's time to face what I broke with them. We're meeting Sunday to talk. I don't know how it'll go, but I'm ready to admit I should have listened, that I was wrong to pull away. It's time to wave the white flag, take that hard step. My marriage ended 8 years ago, but I needed this closure for myself. I have no hope of recapturing what I had with Liam or anyone. I realize the Liam I loved, who looked at me with promise-filled eyes, is gone forever. It's obvious, but hope lingers. It'll take time to rebuild, but I'm determined to move forward, though I have a long way to go. My parents are the first step, but other parts of me need healing too. I want to believe I can find peace, even if I doubt it sometimes. I hope I can. Thank you for your messages. I've read them all, and they've comforted me more than you know in moments I felt I couldn't go on.